Today's question I'm answering, should you block your camera on your phone and computer? But first, my name is Steve, this is TQA Weekly, and this question is from L4 True Law on YouTube, who posted it on one of my videos. And I'm going to answer this question in a way that makes sense to you. But first, we have to understand one underlying fact of life. All code is flawed. If it's not the programmer, it might actually be the language itself. In many cases, the languages are themselves flawed. This is why programming languages have versions and evolve over time. And it's even why programmers evolve the way they code in each of these languages over time themselves. It is in response to flaws that can be exploited by governments and malicious groups. To combat many of the issues related to programming languages and flaws, we have introduced permissions into the operating systems. However, these too have flaws and have resulted in code being able to hijack the process through privilege escalation. Another issue is hardware. The way we make hardware function or function faster has resulted in security flaws that have to be addressed in hardware revisions or in firmware updates. And some of these flaws can't even be rectified without explicit hardware changes to the processors themselves. Now we know that code can be used maliciously, exploiting vulnerabilities and flaws, and we often refer to these as viruses and malware. It can be crudely developed, or it can be developed by well-funded groups and governments who have all the resources they need to get as many programmers as they need to develop tools to exploit these flaws. And because of this, it is very important for us to have updates on all of our devices and our computers. However, bear in mind that not all flaws and possible exploits are divulged by the groups who discover them, including governments. And we have seen many of the tools created by the government exploited by the malicious sector after the information has leaked. And this has led to a conversation on whether or not governments should be trusted with any tools, because they don't seem to be able to contain them in any way. Basically, once you make a skeleton key, everybody's going to have it, whether you like it or not. So all of that being stated, should you cover the cameras of your computer, phones, and other devices? The answer is you should always treat it as though it was possibly infected. It is a good idea to cover the camera on your devices, including your webcams, as well as your mobile devices. Now, this might be a little tricky, and for many of you, kind of dull. However, keep this one in mind. If they can't see you, they can't see you in basically any attire or the lack thereof, meaning they won't be able to blackmail you using images. And because we wouldn't be able to detect them in our systems and our devices, it is possible that you're being recorded right now by your own camera. The light itself doesn't need to turn on for it to be recording. Heck, even my camera has a lens shield that I can put down so that nobody can see me. Now, video is one thing, but what about audio? How do you deal with that? We cannot block them from capturing audio, or can we? Well, technically, that will be a question for another TQA Weekly. And if you like this episode, like it, dislike it if you didn't, share with those that you think can benefit from this, and don't forget to subscribe. And if you have any questions, comments, suggestions for topics, email me at ask@tqaweekly.com. Go to my website, tqaweekly.com, where you can see show notes on this episode, past others, find other ways of subscribing, and use the comment form to email me directly, or you can just drop it down below. And of course, if you want to see me play video games like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, go to twitch.tv/zaxis1981. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.